show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic, so therefore, it is for that reason it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And of course, the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning that if you are not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to subscribe to the channel. Of course, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from the very beginning or just recently as yesterday or even today. I really truly appreciate all the love and the encouragement all of you have been giving me. Okay, and believe it or not, the growth on this channel has been off the charts, and I thank every one of you because all of you made it possible. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly TikTok or Instagram. I really appreciate your support. Also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and all those who watch from the clouds, even my haters, which are really are closeted fans. So, therefore, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on a playback. As you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is images from Montgomery, mainly Montgomery, Alabama. So I'm going to be talking about that in a few minutes. Before I do, let me just give you like a brief rundown what's going to be the call-in shows for this week. Other than this one, I will be doing another one at 9:15 p.m. tomorrow, where I will have another episode of Open Discussion. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, on Open Discussion, I will talk about several topics that are on my mind. And of course, you, the audience, will have an opportunity to chime in and share what things that are important to you. Okay. And on Friday at 8:50, okay, actually, tomorrow I'm going to be live on 9:15 p.m. Friday, I'll be doing stream regarding femicide. Um, it's a serious issue which women are being targeted for violence and deletion simply due to the fact that they are female. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my take on it. I'm going to give you some facts. I'm going to give you some things to consider. Okay. So what I will be asking on Friday, um, we all know men are targets of deletion as well. But let's try to stick with the topic, please, because unfortunately, whenever we do discuss this issue, what usually happens is people try to bring up the fact that men get killed, and what it does is, in a way, it low key um, uh, trivialize what they go through. And I see here we have Latin Spain. Que Dios te bendiga, hija. How you doing today? I hope all is well with you, MK, and with my grandson, my cyber grandson, that is. Okay. So, yeah. Um, and I'm not. Let me make it perfectly clear. The reason why I'm talking about femicide is, look, I was inspired again by my cyber daughter Denise Gonzalez to have a do a showing regarding it on my topic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the facts, and then you will make your determination um, regarding what you think about it. It is a serious matter. It's something that needs to be more discussed, and we need to have serious discussion, and we need to keep it real, okay? And just simply because we're talking about the topic doesn't mean we're attacking men, okay? And that's something we need to bear that in mind, okay? Now, in any case, what we're going to do is we're going to have another discussion of In My Words. Now, I understand not everyone is uh, watches football. Okay, however, this is the time of the year where it's playoff season. Okay, and this past weekend you had what was called the wild card weekend, when you have teams that didn't finish in the division. However, they earned a playoff spot. So you had some interesting games, and then we have some complete flops. Okay. So this is kind of like a low key, what the heck this is moment. Um, First of all, let me just give a shout out to the Detroit Lions. Okay. They haven't won a playoff game since 1991. So they won their first playoff game in 33 years. They defeated the Los Angeles Rams by a close score of 24-23, earning them the right and the privilege to play in the divisional round. Will they reach it to the champion to the Super Bowl? We don't know, but it's interesting. Okay, even if you're not a big football fan, okay, and while there were some inspiring games, there were some games where the team actually didn't do so well. Okay, let me just cite a couple examples. You had the Philadelphia Eagles playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, this is an example of a team that just lost all steam towards the end of the season. At one point, the Eagles were 10-1, and they were talking about possibly getting the number one seed. Not only did they lose the division, okay, they had to enter as a wild card, and they got beaten, and I mean beaten bad, by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of a score 32-9. Okay, shout out to the Buccaneers for winning the division and advancing to the next round. Now, the next disaster we want to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys. Uh, I'm sorry. I know the Cowboy fans don't want to hear this, but everyone's talking about how the Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl and things like that nature. The Cowboys got shellacked by the Green Bay Packers by a score of 48-32. Now, before you start going, well, that was a pretty close game. Most of the scores that Dallas had was like late in the third and the fourth quarter. So it was like the game was already over for okay. So and Dallas has not won a Super Bowl in over 30 years. So I don't know what's going to happen to that. Okay, and then you have the Miami Dolphins who have the I don't know, I guess the distinct situation of playing when the wind chill, when the temperature was like 9 below, and they got covered by the Kansas City Chiefs 26-7. I guess that's what happens when you have a team that's from Florida and they can come playing in an optic environment. And well, anyway, so that's my roundup of the sports. Now I will be coming up with a theme next week regarding. Actually, next week will be season 7 of Uncommon Sense. So, of course, I have a new theme. I'll announce it either tomorrow or on Friday. So, Denise, is you still watching? I will be doing my stream on Femicide on Friday. I know that you cannot participate, but hopefully you'll be able to catch it on the playback. So, with that being said, we're with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, this past weekend, I had um, the privilege and the opportunity to travel with members of my local to Montgomery, Alabama, and the AFL-CIO sponsored a conference. Um, Let me just, before I continue, let me just give you the facts, but I don't make a complete jackass of myself. Okay, it's the name of the conference was the 2024. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get. Okay, the 2024. Excuse me. Mother Living Conference on human rights, on civil and human rights. So the whole purpose of the conference was the discussion regarding civil rights and regarding many of our rights and privileges are being threatened with the possibility that Donald Trump will be reelected to the White House. Now, I know that there are people who think Donald Trump is the greatest thing with sliced bread. Okay, I get it. And I'm not going to lie, there's some things that Donald Trump did that was wow. That was good for the United States. Okay. There were some things that he didn't do that was not so great. Mainly his handling of the COVID-19 situation. And, excuse me. And of course, he had the dubious honor of being impeached not once but twice. Okay, and of course, right now, he has up some 91 charges, accusations made against him regarding various criminal activity. Okay. So the conference was in focus on how we need to protect to protect the right to vote, the right to organize. Some of that I do disagree with, which was reproductive rights. Okay, just to let everybody know, I'm 100% pro-life. I do believe in the sanctity uh, of life. I do believe life begins in the beginning of conception. Okay, uh, so those of us that disagree, who are in favor of reproductive rights, let's just say we're gonna agree to disagree. Okay. So there was a series of workshops focusing on this conference. Unfortunately, we could not attend um, those conferences, those workshops, due to the fact that we had a problem with our flight. Um, our flight leaving Atlanta to go to Montgomery was delayed a couple hours, so we missed a lot of the workshop. And really, what we wanted to do was just relax and just register. Okay, just give me a moment. So, and what is very unique about this conference, which you know, which I was able to attend. Um, Most of the people that did attend, um, this was their first time attending uh, a conference, um, which is always a good thing. Okay, and actually, among the highlights of the evening, we saw a film um, called Western. Okay. Now, I believe the movie um, was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on. But let me just give you the 411 recording Rustin. Now Rustin, Daniel Rustin was an advisor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Uh, who dedicated his life for the quest of racial equality, human rights, and worldwide democracy. Okay. Now, of course, if anybody remember what it was like to be a person of color in the South in the 50s and the 60s, um, there was a lot of issues. First of all, because you had you have segregation, you have the Jim Crow laws, and and the fact of the matter is you have separate facilities based on your phenotype, and usually the facilities for people of color were inferior. So going back in the 50s, there was a great deal of protesting to try to bring civil rights, um, mainly to the African American community, but for people in color. Now, the one big issue that uh, Bayard Rustin had, that he was gay. Okay. Unfortunately for the LGBTQ plus community, um, to be openly gay, they face a lot of persecution. Um, they were physically assaulted. Some of them were killed. And so what he wanted to do was have the largest peaceful demonstration to occur. In fact, if you recall, back in 1963, when Dr. Martin Luther King had his "I Had a Dream" speech. Well, that happened in the Washington Law. And the fact of the matter is, uh, Bayard Rustin uh, went through a great deal of trials and tribulations in order to have that peaceful demonstration. First of all, you had other members of the African American community um, that felt that Bayard Rustin was being too ambitious to have a large gathering, okay, and to do it while in a peaceful setting, and also going through the logistics as far as providing, bringing transportation all over the country, as far as restaurant facilities. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's, the fact of the matter is they go they went through a lot. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. Actually, tonight's stream is I'm talking about um my experiences when I went to Montgomery, Alabama. I participated in a conference that was sponsored by the AFL-CIO to honor the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. Now, as I stated before, he went through a lot of difficult times, and also there was some personal issues that he had. I mean, first of all, the fact that he was a man of color, and also the fact that he was gay. Okay, and unfortunately, um, some of his detractors um, try to talk about his past. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I actually saw the film. Okay, and what I this is okay. This is my personal opinion for whatever it's worth. I think the film gave like an accurate portrayal of this individual and what he had to deal with. Okay. Sometimes the problem is when you have film or movies regarding a historical figure, they try to give you this almost saint-like image regarding who the individual was, and trying to make post like the person had no flaws. Look, the fact of the matter, yes, so am I. Okay. I mean, unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago, but I'm glad he's getting his flower as well. But this is my thing. Which is, look, we're all flawed. Okay, we're all flawed. We all have issues. We all have imperfections. We all have a past. Look, let me tell you something. Um, all of us has our flaws. I have my flaws. I mean, the only person history that did not have any flaws was Jesus Christ. Okay, and we all know what happened to him. But the fact of the matter is, yes, you can deal with the fact that he has his flaws, but he also had a vision. Okay, that vision was to have the largest peaceful demonstration, and he also believed in nonviolence. Okay, following the example of um, Gandhi. Okay, which was, and actually it was very hard for him to do that. I mean, when you think about it, when you are being physically assaulted, simply because of the color of your skin or simply because of your sexual orientation. Okay. Um, and to be able to practice nonviolence, that takes a great deal of intestinal fortitude. I don't know how many of us can actually say that. Yeah, you know what? I agree. Look, um, the civil rights movement. And let me tell you something. It has its it has its issues. Um, perceived to be sexist. We know that there are many great women who are involved in the civil rights movement. Some of them we will never know because they're not the ones like like Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks and things of that nature. But we honor them nevertheless. We honor their courage and we honor the fact that they actually took a heroic stance to try to fight for equality for all. Okay, and just to just to just to see all those people out there in one accord, marching, having a peaceful demonstration, and it was a Herculean effort, and unfortunately, when you're dealing with a vision, you have to deal with the fact there are people who don't agree with you or don't have your vision. Okay, uh, those type of people can be lonely lives because it could be lonely when you have a vision or you have a goal, and and the fact of the matter is, not everyone is has the same vision or see or able to see things that you are able to see. So I, did Ray Rustin had his flaws? Yes. But one thing I will say about the person, he was a man of courage. He was a man of conviction. Did he have his flaws? Yes. Did he have some demons, so to speak? Okay, personal demons. Yeah. So all of us do. All of us do. But overall, it was a great movie, and I would encourage anyone to see it. The name of the movie is Rustin, Rustin. Um, actually, um, I didn't know that Barack and Michelle Obama play a huge role in producing this movie. Okay, so okay, yeah. I mean, look, let me tell you something. There are a lot of look. Whenever you have a movement, any type of movement, um, you're gonna have unsung heroes. Okay, you're gonna have the people that everyone knows about and talks about, and then you're gonna have others which remain unsung, which I call the unspoken heroes. Okay, so and then we have so that was Friday, Saturday. Some of us actually got involved with some sort of community service. Now, if no, every year when they have this conference, um, they have uh, activities where people are able to give something back to the community. It could be some of us actually wrote letters uh, to the veterans. Some of them it does cleaning up a yard. Um, Others is just preparing disaster boxes. Yes, yes. In fact, Rosa, let me tell you something. Rosa Parks, in my point of view, no, I did not. But I did. There's another museum that I did went to see. I'm going to talk about that in a couple of moments. Okay. Um. So we have more, other workshop or things of that nature. And Sunday, we had a church service like every Sunday we have a church service, and I'm gonna admit, um, the service touched me. We don't know. It focused a lot about um, on God's faithfulness and things of that nature, and it kind of reminded me some of the things that I've been going on in my life. And then we actually went to what's called the Legacy Museum. Um, First of all, it is a huge museum. Okay, what it is dedicated um, to the plight that the African American community went through. First of all, just one moment. I apologize. This is why. Just give me a moment. I'm sorry. It was okay. So as I was saying, as you enter the building, it's kind of like this image, um, like the ocean, and then you see the images. There's some horrific images of people being abused, attacked, uh, people that were victims of slavery and segregation, and people who were victims of um, deletion, rape. When you have whole families uh, that was separated. I mean, I mean, I mean, it's a very sad chain of events. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is that our whole community was targeted um, simply because of their phenotype. You're talking about a community that was denied every trace of their culture, their life that they knew, that they did not control their own destinies, that their masters were able to do God knows what happened, and it was perfectly acceptable. And one of the things that I did not know that the city of Montgomery played a huge role when it came to uh, the slave trade. So it was really sad, really sad. So you're talking about a situation where people were chattel slavery for about 250 years, and then after that, you had segregation where people were forced to live in separate communities. People could not. And the fact that they were treated, considered guilty without the benefit of a trial, without the benefit of testimony, and how many of them were the victims of lynching. Where there were, when you have crowds of, mobs of people physically remove these people from their cells, taken to a hidden area, and then they were mutilated, deleted, some of them burned, some of them burned alive. It was a horrific, 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 horrific experiences. And then to hear what was the alleged activities that led them to be targeted as such. I mean, one person was actually lynched simply because it was passing a note to a white person. Um, in the state of Alabama, the few black men, the few black people that were free could not live in Alabama because what happened is they would be kidnapped and brought back into slavery, and then the signs, um, how they segregated everything, how they how it was perfectly acceptable for establishments uh, not not to service anyone simply because of their phenotype, simply because of their color. That was a horrible situation. And then when you think about not just the men that was victims of lynching, women were the victims of lynching, and also children. Okay, so in other words, unfortunately, um, children were not spared this horrific situation, and some of the members of our group was actually led to tears when they go and see all these displays. And then there was this display where you have kind of like a holographic image of men and women that was imprisoned. Um, most of them because they were framed, or most of them, or some of them, they received such harsh sentences that did not fit the crime in question. So what you were able to do is pick up the phone, and actually there was this image of each person sharing their own personal testimony um, regarding what led them to be incarcerated. So it really kind of brought home, and it was just a reminder of some of the dark parts of our country's history. Okay. Now, grant you, this country has done a great deal of good. Okay. But we have to acknowledge the fact that this country has done a great deal of evil. Okay. And unfortunately, this country has a very poor history, poor history of dealing with people who are different, whether it be the African American community, whether it be the so-called indigenous peoples, whether it be people from the Orient, whether it be Latinos, whether it be members of the LGBTQ plus community, also has to deal also the level of intolerance regarding the so-called undocumented people. I mean, there is a great deal of evil that this country has done. I mean, in each country has done great things and also done some horrible things. So, so after we visited this museum, we went to what's called the Legacy Memorial. Okay. Now, this memorial was dedicated uh, in memory of all the men, women, and children which were lynched. Oh, before I neglected to state that the link to join the panel has been pinned. So if anyone wishes to join, hit the link and hit the panel. By all means, you're more than welcome to do so. Let me just remind you that if this is your first time here, I will insist that you cam up in the backstage before I let you on the panel. You don't have to cam up uh, on panel, but you have. If this is your first time, you have to cam up in the backstage because I am not going to have anyone come here flashing genitalia and getting the stream taken down because of the stupidity of some people. I have to protect the integrity of the stream. Okay, if you don't like it, too bad. So getting back, so this was a memorial to the people which unfortunately has been lynched. Okay, and what it is was they had these. I'm not too sure how to describe it, so I'm just gonna say, you had these metallic things, and what it did was it said some many didn't have the name of the person who was lynched, and then you had the location where the unfortunate situation occurred and the date. Okay, and to go through that whole area and take a look at all these displays and to see so many people that was victims of lynching. Okay, and let me tell you something. There was a lot of walking involved. That memorial was huge. But you know what? I decided I wanted to see it for myself, and I wanted this, and I want to, to pay homage to the dear people which unfortunately were victims of this horrific activity. And the fact of the matter, it was sad. It's a sad chapter in our history, but it's something that we have to see it. We have to have an understanding about it. Because the problem is, if we fail to learn from history, we will repeat it. We will repeat it. Okay. And of course, they have plaques when you have certain inspirations that was said, that was shared, and it was it was sad, but we needed to have this type of display uh, so we have an understanding what the African American community have to deal with. Of course, I'm not part of that community, so I'm not going to claim to understand. I'm not going to claim to say I know what they went through, but it does give me a great deal of respect regarding the African American community, and the fact that they are so resilient. Yeah, that's sad. That is very sad. Okay, and and look, the fact of the matter is, and I'm not trying to be anti-U.S. However, we have to call it for what it is. Okay. Yes, that's true. That's true. Look, the fact of the matter is, black and brown people have dealt with a great deal of discrimination, um, ill treatment, victims of violence, uh, victims simply for being different. Okay. And yeah, yeah. I mean, look, let me tell you something. There are a lot of heroes in the civil rights movement. Many of them we know about. Others, they are like the unsung heroes. But you know something? They're just as important, okay? And anyone, and I repeat, anyone, anyone that actually took, showed the courage um, to get involved, making sure that everyone is treated the same, that everyone's treated with respect. They have my deepest admiration and respect. Okay. Do I agree with everything that they say or do? No, but they have my respect nevertheless. And I did a lot of walking, and but it was worth it. It was worth it. And of course, I also took a couple of images. Let's see. Just give me a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a couple of video clips. I'm going to mute my. Okay. Let's see. Just give me a moment. Good morning, everybody. This is Jose Negron of Uncommon Sense, and this is day 2 of the MLK conference sponsored by the AFL-CIO. So today is going to have a full of activities. We're going to have breakfast, then we're going to have a series of workshops, and then we're going to be performing some sort of community service. So just want to let you know that just be the best version of yourself, okay? And if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to Uncommon Sense, okay? I will continue to load images on my trip to Montgomery, Alabama. So Stay blessed. Take care. And bye. Okay. Well, of course, some of those same images have been posted on my YouTube channel. But I just wanted to give some images as well. Now I'm going to play another video clip. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a blessed day. This is day 3 of the MLK conference and having an amazing time. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jose Negron from Common Sense. So today we have another day of activities. We'll start with breakfast, and then we'll attend a church service, and then we'll go to check out the museum itself. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to load any images from the museum because I will have to turn off my phone. But in any case, I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. In fact, I'm just 2 subs away from reaching the 300 mark. And it looks like I'll reach 60,000 views today. So I just want to say a huge thank you and a huge shout out to all my supporters. So with that being said, let us remember Martin Luther King Jr. for what he tried to achieve and his successes, okay? And be mindful, no one's perfect, okay? Everyone has their flaws, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was no different. So let's us bear that in mind and accept him for all that he tried to achieve and has achieved. With that being said, if you're not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. With that being said, I'll continue to load more images. Take care, stay blessed, bye. I apologize for the audio. I guess I didn't have the volume up too high. So I apologize for that. I'm just going to show one more video clip. Hello, everybody. This is Jose Negron from Common Sense here in Montgomery. I'm just enjoying an afternoon, just relaxing. I'm outside the hotel. Let me to give you some images. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Just think about it, okay? So far I've been enjoying myself here in Montgomery. So I filmed last night, and there's going to be a mixer tonight, and then tomorrow there will be church services, and then a formal banquet tomorrow night. So I'm just going to continue to air more of these images here in Montgomery during the MLK conference. Just want to say we appreciate all the love and support, all you've given me, and if you're not done so, please subscribe on Common Sense with Jose Negron. That being said, stay blessed, take care, bye. Okay, so as you can see, those are some of the images of my time in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, so, and of course, after going through the museum and then the memorial, we went back to our hotel. We had a very formal gala where people were being honored for their achievements or things of that nature. And then yesterday we came back home. So that kind of gives you a flavor of what I did this weekend. Okay. I consider myself very blessed and very fortunate. First of all, because I was invited by my union to attend this conference. And also, I was able to interact with some great people, some of them very young. Okay. In fact, I think I'm like more than twice their age as some of these people. And, the fact of the matter was, it was a great group. We didn't have any issues. We didn't have any problems. Okay. And we all conduct ourselves very well. Okay. And I'm going to say, and I said this before, which is Of all the conferences that I've been to, all the groups that I've been a participant, this was the best one. Okay. First of all, I was able to meet some new people, and we are able to share similar experiences. So I really had a great time. And I really appreciate. Oops, excuse me. Just give me a moment. Just okay. Okay. And look, and of course, let me just make this perfectly clear. Um, we all should be exposed to such things like this, uh, because the fact that we have no idea what some communities has gone through. Okay, we have no idea. Okay, excuse, just give me a moment. I apologize. I usually don't text. Okay, but now, of course, we were not blessed with traveling. First of all, because going there, going from Atlanta to Montgomery, uh, we had some, it was very bumpy, a bumpy ride, but we got there safe. And the fact of the matter is, our flight leaving Atlanta to LaGuardia was delayed. I mean, a couple of times, and then on the part of the way there was turbulence, so it's like we really had to. It was a bumpy ride, but overall, I really enjoy myself, and I plan to go back to Montgomery. Okay, but it'll probably be in the springtime or in the summertime. Now, my understanding that in some places in the south it gets extremely humid, so I'll have to wait and see. But in any case, I have been talking for almost an hour. So as I stated before, uh, if anyone wishes, hit the panel, they can do so. If anyone has any further comments, okay, they can do so as well. But I will say this much: this is really, I really learned a great deal um, from the experience, and it just gives me a greater appreciation to see what we have to do, what we have to deal with in order to make sure that our society treats everyone fairly. Okay. Yeah. Yes. It's sad, but it's true. Good evening, Molano Vanguard. Thank you very much for stopping by. I was just sharing my experiences in Montgomery, Alabama. I have seen uh, a few of your streams and videos, and and one of the reasons why I have never said anything when it comes to mulattoes, because let's keep it real. there's a lot that I need to learn. Okay, there's a lot I need to learn. Right. But one thing that escapes me, every group can talk about who they are, and there's no issues. But we don't give the same courtesy to mulattoes. Okay, and I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna get off the topic a little bit, and I'm just gonna say the following, which is this: before you talk, okay, Irby, let's not go there, please. Let's not go there. I know people. I know there's issues, but let's keep it civil. Okay. Well, this is my thing. If you're going to talk about anything, do diligence and do research before you talk about something on the ignorance. Okay. Now, grant you, I know very little regarding mulattoes. I know very little regarding what mulattoes go through. What I will say is the following. The term mulatto is just simply describing the fact that someone has one white parent and one black parent. That's all it is. Okay. And as far as determining what's outdated or not outdated, it is not for me to make that determination. It's okay, but okay. Okay, so and one thing I will and okay, so I would encourage anyone before they start talking about anything, whether it be mulattoes or Latinos, do your due diligence and do some research and actually spend some time and study the topic before you open your opine. Okay, because unfortunately we have people here. Okay, and I see here we have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host nor the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people in the hall may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. Now, before I let my guest in, okay. Good evening. Um, good evening, Donna.
Yeah, you know,
Actually, okay, excuse me, before you can, actually, I was just referring to some of your shorts when people have made certain remarks regarding mulattoes. Okay, like I said before,
right.
I don't claim to know a lot. What I do know is this: is that if I'm going to talk about something, before I do that, I'm going to do my due diligence and do research. So that's what I mean. So how you doing tonight, Don Armando?
I'm all right. How's everything down south?
Fine. In fact, we got home late. We got home late, like about 11 o'clock. I got home like about 10 o'clock from LaGuardia.
All right. I mean, me personally, I'm like, yo, I know that it's cold out here in Philly, so all I just did was went to the gym, played with the pit bull, and that's it.
Okay. 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 First of all, the 18th blood is not here to give his bottle, but like I said before, this is my thing. If I'm going to talk about, say, mulattoes, I'm gonna do my due diligence before I speak. It it just it just it's just common courtesy. Go ahead. No. I'm sorry.
All right. Me personally, I'm like, okay. I don't, I'm just saying that, RP to Martin Luther King, because he made a lot of strides as far as equality in the United States. So one thing I could actually say is that, you know, is, all I could say is that this weekend is actually newsworthy, to say the least. The current passing of a celebrity's brother due to um due to the deletion in Memphis, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, more news is coming out about that creep Epstein, and and then on top of it, the international news when they're talking about the newly elected president of Taiwan, and and now the U.S. might be going to war with the Houthis in Yemen. So this week's been newsworthy.
Yeah.
What's up, Irby?
Yeah. So, what do you think about the topic regarding my experiences in Montgomery, Alabama?
Well, I just came in not too long ago. I didn't really see it, so I guess I'll check it in the playback. But I know that Montgomery, Alabama, even though I haven't been there, I would like to go and visit one of these
Okay. And I see here we have Multi in the chat. Good evening, Multi. How you doing? I hope you're doing well.
days. Hey, Moti.
Yeah. But so please continue.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I was down south, it was actually in Orlando on my second honeymoon. I would like to go back, but this time I would like to go to Miami, maybe Gulfport, or in the Southwest, maybe in Dallas or Houston.
Okay. So okay, now for the benefit of those of you who are just hopping on, uh, I'm I'm just sharing with you my experiences when I was in Montgomery, Alabama. I had the privilege and the blessing attending a conference sponsored by the AFL-CIO regarding the life of Dr. Martin Luther King, and I was uh, I traveled with the group, and I was able to see the legacy museum and memorial uh, regarding the injustice of slavery and things of that nature, and what the African American community endure. And I think we all should go down there at some point and see the museum and the memorial for itself, and then it will give us a deeper appreciation um, what they went through.
I mean, I would love to go to Montgomery, to tell you the truth. But all right, um, but then I would like to go to the historic parts of Atlanta too,
Yeah.
cause and try to visit Martin Luther King's birth home, even though it almost got burned down by a radical.
Wow. You know, when we think about the civil rights movement, okay, we know about the players that actually took an active role. But it's we also have a lot of unsung heroes, and some of them we will never know because they did what they played their role in the background.
Yeah,
Okay. Now
yeah,
I'm a
'cause-
little disappointed with the likes. I mean, there's 10 people watching this stream. I mean, there's only 5 likes. Okay, I understand that this may not be everyone's cup of tea, but please, I mean, it doesn't hurt to hit the like button, people. Okay, it's not going to cost you anything, and it does help with the.
okay,
Okay, it looks
so
okay.
heteronormative resistance. Salute to you.
Okay, let me just make this perfectly clear to everybody.
All
Okay,
right.
and I'm not referring to you. I'm just making a general statement in all. This is a platform where everyone is allowed to express their point of view as long as people are being mutually respectable. Okay, and if people are unable to accept that, they're not obligated to stay. I'm sorry I have to say that, but I just want to make it perfectly clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jose, do you have any plans on going to the Dominican Republic?
Um. At this point, no, because first of all, okay, okay. First of all, like I said before, I may need surgery.
All right.
So
I mean, okay.
so maybe once I fully recover, because the fact of the matter is, it's good. I'm gonna be out for a while, so it's kind of like I don't know when I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I do intend to go back because I think the country is beautiful. The people are
Right.
beautiful. I mean, there's a rich culture that many people don't know about. I mean, unfortunately, some people have paint a negative narrative when it comes to Dominicans and the country.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's been like that, and I was actually talking to somebody who is from Haiti, like
Hmm.
today, and we were actually talking about that subject, and a lot of people that try to misconstrue or in certain cases try to push the narrative as far as nationalism on both sides and economic interest, etc., which behind the quote unquote prejudiced or racist views or whatever or what have you.
Hmm.
So certain people they know what's up, and certain people are just trying to keep others ignorant. If you get my drift.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Well, um, look, you know what it is. Ignorance breeds stupidity, and then that breeds hatred as well.
Yes,
Hmm.
and
So
I've seen a lot of and ever since I became a serious YouTuber, I've seen a lot of ignorance on these YouTube streets.
yeah, I agree. And look, the fact that look when you have a platform like this one, it's going to attract all types of people. It's going to attract people that's going to produce serious content, and then you're going to produce um, individuals that will produce anything but serious content. I mean that's how it is, and I don't look. I don't believe in censorship. I just believe in, if you don't like something, you don't have to watch it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but so how are things in Philadelphia?
I mean, it's cold, right? I'll say that's cold. But other than that, everybody's trying. Everybody's excited about the new mayor, and they're trying to see if she would hold up to her promise.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah, one of the promises is that she's gonna clean up the bad neighborhood that's been famous worldwide now,
Mhm.
Kensington. And it's like I don't know. Me personally, I just been living. I just been living out here in Philadelphia for 7 years now. So
Mhm.
my thing is that everybody heard of Kensington, and they go and they do the little series, and they talk to people who actually are living in Kensington or whatsoever, and then they go and they tell their story, and that's it. They go back and they go home, right?
Mhm.
When there's actually people who are actually in the front lines in Kensington that they actually feed I guess feed the homeless or people who are addicts. They try to get people out from being an addict or whatsoever. And some of them are and some people who actually have this have organizations and everything like that are
I
former
see.
addicts themselves. One thing that I could actually say disheartening about the epidemic out there in Kensington is that a lot of the people who are the drug addicts and stuff are not even from that neighborhood. They actually come from upstate Pennsylvania or other places just to get high, and then they get stuck there. And then I was talking to one of the natives of Philadelphia, and he was like, this joint is not gonna stop." I was like, "Why you say that? There's too much money involved." I was like,
Okay.
"Wow."
Okay. Excuse me. I don't mean to cut you. Yes. Irby, I'm aware that it's hybrid. I'm fully aware of that. That's the reason why for my statement. Okay. And here, people are allowed to express their point of view as long as they're respectable.
Right.
So please continue, Donna. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was like, all right. So my thing is this: is that if you're gonna actually solve the problem or anything like that, I think I don't know. I just think that all these all the police being lax, letting drug users use in front of them and everything like that, it has to stop because no way in earth a child has to go around and see dirty needles when they're like 5 to 10 years old, and then you have a lot of people in the street.
Yeah. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hey, how you doing, Gigi?
Yeah. The topic for tonight is basically images from Montgomery. I'm just basically sharing what happened when I attended a conference regarding the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and I was just sharing some of the things that went down, and you know, it was very informative. It was very educational, and I had a wonderful time.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I know you had a stream the weekend. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch. I'll have to watch it on the playback because I was so busy uh, with with the conference and things of that nature. But I'll take a look when I get a chance.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you, Don Jose.
yeah. Um, Now, one thing I do, I'm going to be talking about this tomorrow night when I have a. Oh boy. Um, I'm going to have another stream regarding open discussion, and the topic for tonight. Oh, actually, one of the things I'm going to be talking about is the growth of my channel. Okay. Now I did some
Yes.
analytics. Now within a 90-day period, I've gained 71 subs.
Yeah, I kind of gained like 33 subs like around a week or something like that.
Yeah,
So hopefully I'll be if anybody checks out my channel or anything like that, I'll be at 500 and then maybe 1K. So and 2023 was was a crazy year. I got
yeah,
I've achieved some one part of my personal goal, and then got and then is getting stalked by some crazed idiots. So it
yeah,
is what it is.
yeah. Well, actually, I achieved two milestones this week. First of all, I hit the 300 sub mark
Right.
and the 60,000 view mark.
Oh wow, I wish I had those type of views. But hey, hopefully I will. Whenever I get like some new equipment,
Yeah.
and
Well,
also
mhm,
and also start doing like maybe a food vlog or something like that.
yeah. Well, actually, the secret has been that I've been doing a lot of shorts. I mean,
All right, yeah,
this basically that's where I'm getting most of my growth in my shorts. I mean, I have a couple that's gone over 1,000 views. I have a couple that's gone like over 2,000. I have one that's almost at 6,000 views. So
right.
you know,
I think I need to focus more on my shorts. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I got like maybe two videos downloaded, like one recently from my trip in Boston where a guy was actually playing drums. I had some hate saying that a guy could actually fart out a better tune than the guy who was playing the drums. But me personally, I actually thought the young man was doing his thing. He was hustling. So you know, and then on
yeah.
top of it, Boston is like a super clean city. I'm just gonna say that again. It's like 100% on cleanliness.
Okay.
I was surprised, and me and my wife was too.
Well, I have had the up. I've been to Boston. I did not. Okay, I did not. Okay. I did not. I did not delete. I think that was. Okay. I didn't delete. I didn't delete any comments.
Me
I think.
neither.
I think. I think that was Irby.
Hmm. Okay.
But look, I just wanted to share with the audience, kind of like a blog, so to speak.
Yeah.
regarding my time in Montgomery, Alabama, um, and I, and overall, I had a great time.
You know what I would like to do as soon as I learn how to drive. I would like to do those videos, right? That like say if I go to a place or anything like that. I'll say for example, my old neighborhood in the Bronx, right? And
Yeah.
then I drive around Parkchester and whatsoever, and I just have the view right there, and then just driving, seeing the areas and whatsoever, the restaurants, the places whatsoever, to actually get people to be um familiar with the Bronx, the nice areas, the not so nice areas, the hot spots, and then I might drive around Manhattan. So I might try to do one of those videos whenever I get a car, whether it be next year or 5 years. Who knows?
Okay.
It all depends.
Okay. But like I said, let me tell you something. I went actually gained in about a month and a half about
Hmm.
20,000 views on my platform.
Yep.
So
Imagine if you had a million. That'll be killer.
yeah, look. I mean, I think look, this is what I think.
All right.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You're gonna have weeks where people are not going to look at your content, and then you have people are going to be like looking and looking at it again and again and again and again. So it just so happens that a lot of people seem to like my shorts.
Right.
You know what, Irby? Don't
I mean,
actually he
I'm,
don't.
I'm, I,
Okay,
I mean, me personally, it happens, Irby. I went up and I deleted since I have like the wrench Don Jose, I deleted a racist idiot one day. I'm not gonna say that person's name because they're idiots. So and I have a saying: the more that you get, the more that you ignore idiots, the more that they make themselves famous for the wrong reasons.
yeah, I agree. Look, that's why I refer to to that collective as the circus, because really they're a bunch of clowns.
I mean, to tell you the truth, we're not even going to use circus no more, and I'm going to tell you why. The whole thing
Okay.
because it's all right if you have certain people who are part of the circus or whatsoever. But then when you have jesters and con men and whatsoever, they go beyond being clowns. They'll be going conning people into their crappy movements or their cult like vision on what they want to do. It's basically that you have some of these YouTube creators that try to treat their followers like they're a cult or something. And then when they treat their followers or their subscribers like they're a cult or something, they you see a lot of these content creators start to do cultish activities as far as scamming. And if you support me, go buy a shirt. It starts little and then it starts big. When the fact is that some people they actually have a genuine heart. I'm like, okay, you could go and I'm trying to do a business or whatsoever. But then certain people like, oh, you better go around and pay right now, or else I'm gonna I'm gonna boot you off my platform and everything like that. That's where I see that is getting scamish and cultish at the same time. If
Yeah.
anybody could agree with
Um,
what I'm saying.
okay. Excuse me. Multi. I just gave. Irby a wrench. I don't know why he didn't have it, but I gave him a wrench. I don't know why. I thought I gave him a wrench before, but he has a wrench. Now, good evening, Hebrew Lion. Thank you very much for stopping by. No, he's not that individual, okay? So please, let's not go there. I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's like from what I'm saying is that when you see a lot of content creators, they treat their subscribers like a cult, and then they make a lot of content which doesn't make any sense. To me, I'm like, okay, I'm original. I have really no agenda. And me personally, I'm like, okay, we talk about the subject at hand. There's certain stuff that I want to venture into, but in the same token, I, as a content creator, has have gotten most crap because of what other people have been saying, which is, oh, down whatever. But then, if you really look at it, since I got since I got whatsoever, well, people are still trying to put me in a narrative that I don't want to. I just go around and I separate myself from the situation, but yet you still got these bozos trying to find out all this stuff, all just because they're butthurt on, I guess, my limited success or something like that, or I guess that certain people start talking good about me. I don't know which it is, so therefore they when it's social media life, and then people want to try to get into your personal life just because of who you're friends with or whatsoever. I'm like, at the end of the day, a lot of these content creators are not my family, and even if they were, they don't even pay my bills anyway.
Okay, heteronormative resistance. What kindly refrain for such rhetoric, or you will be blocked by me. This is not the place for it. This
All right,
is.
so
I'm
all right,
sorry.
so not,
I apologize. It's just that I'm not going to have this, this going back and forth. People are allowed to come here and express their point of view, but no, if they're going to get into, bringing
yeah.
whatever crap, they can leave.
All right, well, this is what I'm about to say for the people at hand, right? I'm gonna have a stream tomorrow, so therefore, hetero, native, and anybody else, well, except my enemies, of course. Y'all welcome to actually come. I'll actually put it on subscriber mode, so therefore y'all could actually mend your problems on my channel. Because one thing about my channel is that I actually solve problems of what people actually have. So therefore, if people have how should I say a beef or anything like that, you could actually solve it, or we could actually get to the bottom of it. You may not have to be friends or anything like that, but at least you could actually get get to the bottom of it. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get it. And
Yeah.
it's a good idea. Now, will people fall, to take advantage of it? Hey, at least she extended the invitation.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to see this debate, or I mean on my live, I will actually host it at 7 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're just going to talk about whatever. But if anybody's welcome to actually talk, I mean my channel is available. I mean, I don't really try to limit free speech or anything. And even though that I have a lot of people who want to deem me the enemies, might want to deem them as the enemy or whatsoever for whatever reason. I mean, if they want to try to come, one thing I'm gonna say, if I'm gonna mediate anything, don't come go around insulting or anything like that, and just talk about your points. That's all I ask.
Okay. And I think it's perfectly fair. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for people to express their point of view, express whatever issues they have. Maybe they can come up with some sort of understanding or something to that effect. Um, so we shall see. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to watch it again on the playback because I'm gonna be in the middle of a meeting. Because unlike certain people, I have a life outside of YouTube. But now, is there excuse me? Now, is there anything else that you wish to add before I start to wrap this up?
Oh yeah. Um, let's see. I don't know, but I might be coming to the city like around February or so,
Okay,
depending on my schedule. So if anything, I'll let you know, and well, I'm just gonna let you know. That's it.
that's for
So
I really I really will look forward to it. Okay, so
yeah.
what I'm going to do is okay. You know what? As far as if I was beefing with hybrid, he would not be allowed on this platform. Okay, he look. Let's just say hybrid has his perspective, and I have mine, and let's leave it like that. Okay, I am too focused on being the best version of myself.
All
All
right.
I all I ask is whoever comes on this platform is let's try to be adults.
All
That's
right.
all.
One thing I'm gonna say is this to hetero and Hebrew, right? The main reason that I want to actually talk to both of y'all, since you Hebrew and I, we have the same foe in question. So since we got the same foe or foes, maybe if y'all could come to my live and everything, we're not gonna mention these foes because we all know that the main foe that we're talking about loves to go around and send, how should I say, order of protections just for free speech. So therefore, if anybody will try to say, "Oh, this person, this, that, or third," but yet I never mentioned your name or your screen name, they don't really have a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Okay. What I'm gonna ask if you have not done so, please subscribe to Don Amando's channel. Check out his content. Show some love. He's a great guy. He's a great creator. He has some interesting topics.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Well, one
what
thing I
I'm going
gotta say,
yes.
one thing I'm gonna say, Don Jose, I thank you for having me on your platform and on the panel. And one thing I'm gonna say, I'm about to hop off, but make sure that you're actually bundled up because it's cold out in these streets.
Well, you okay. Well, you okay. You know what? You know how I feel. You know how I feel about the topic. So I'm not even going to go there. But you know what? But truthfully, I mean that that snow that melted is, you gotta watch your step because you can slip and fall and hurt yourself real bad.
Exactly.
So thank you very much and have a good night.
You too.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to wrap this up. And look, I just wanted to share with all of you uh, my experiences uh, in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, it was educational. It was informative. I also had some fun. I also did a lot of walking. Okay, maybe I overdid it, but hey, I mean, you know, the fact of the matter is, I really enjoy myself, and I had the privilege of being with a great group of people. Okay, and when you have an opportunity to visit a historical city like Montgomery, Alabama, learn what you're able to learn, and be with great people, that's a major plus. So with that being said, I still can't believe that there's 12 people watching the stream. First of all, shout out to everyone that's watching from the clouds. Shout out for everyone who appear um, on the chat. Okay, thank you. So of course, I gotta show some love. Um, if you have not done so, check out Multi's channel. If you have not done so, check Gigi's channel. You can also check Malala Vanguard's content. Okay. Irby, whenever you do decide to do your channel, I will support it. Okay. And of course, I will encourage others uh, to watch your content. Let me just tell you, Irby, you're going to need to have a thick skin um, to deal with some of these people. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. Okay. And it helps when you have a sense of humor. It really does. And Hebrew Lion, I don't know if uh, you have a channel. Okay, if you do, uh, I would like to check it out when I have a chance. And if not, well, maybe you'll create a channel. But in any case, uh, tomorrow's stream, um, I'm gonna have open discussion, and I will be talking about several topics. One of the things I'm gonna be talking about is, of course, the amount of love and support that I've received in regards to my channel. Okay, and I consider myself um, very fortunate to see the amount of love that I've received from everyone here. Okay, and unfortunately, look, this toxic business is getting a little bit out of hand. But in any case, um, all of you are more than welcome to comment on the stream after it's over. Yeah, that's what I figured, Gigi. I mean, look, I mean, you'll catch it on the playback anyway. But I am humbled by the amount of love and support that my platform's got. Okay, um, let's see. Okay, all right, but let me just state this, and I'm gonna end up. First of all, one of the things I'm gonna end up with saying this thing, by saying the following: we can have discussions, we can disagree. Let's keep it respectful. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And of course, I'm going to end it the same way that I always do end my streams. We must do everything possible to reduce our influence with the. Oh, yes, before you forget, please subscribe to Gigi's membership so you can get access to her private content. So, we must do everything possible to reduce our influence fundamentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Wishing all of you a good night, take care, and peace.